Today's show is about Nicholas. Nick McQuick. That's not his real name. And if I knew his real name, I would tell it to you. I really would, because I don't give a shit if you know his real name. But I don't know his real name because I never asked. Maybe I did. He probably told it to me like on several occasions. He probably said it like over and over and over again and said, Danny, this is really important. Please remember this is my real name. And I just, what's wrong with Nick McQuick? Nick McQuick. I was in Toronto with Nick McQuick. He's the comedian based in Canada, Edmonton. He's like a mechanic as well. He does like diesel mechanics and fixes cranes and bulldozers and shit. But he's also a comedian. He's a funny guy. Great to hang out with. And you know what's even better? Doesn't drink, doesn't do weird drugs, doesn't smoke. He's just a joy to be around. You know what I mean? Like a real positive person. Not like positive like every day's a blessing. But positive like those people that have cancer or are dying and you're all like, oh, it's not fair. And they're like, no, it's all right. It's okay. I'm okay. I mean, I'm pissed. Yeah, but you know, what are you gonna be? Pissed every day? Yeah, you're gonna be pissed every day. That would be a normal and acceptable response. But I'm sure he has a bad day. I'm sure. But there's one thing that Nick told me. Stuck with me. He said, Danny, do one thing every day that makes tomorrow a little better. And if you do that, well then, tomorrow's gonna be a little better, isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah! You can't argue with the logic there. That's logical. And I often wondered, because Nick had, he's a comedian, like all comedians, we had pretty fucked up childhoods. Nick's is way worse than mine. His situation is so fucked up. Give you an example, okay, on how our two paths crossed wood. We're driving, right, and I have a little sciatic nerve problem. Now, a sciatic nerve is like a nerve in your back, and it burns. Basically, it's a burning feeling in your leg. If you don't stretch, or if you don't run, or if you don't stay physically active, you get these burning sensations, and they're like sitting on airplanes, sitting in cars, sitting on buses. These things inflame my shit, and I just go, oh God. So I'm sitting in the car. Wait, I gotta back up. I gotta back up a little bit. Let me just pause for a second here. Nick and I had to get onto a bus, right? We were eating carrot cake in this bistro, and I was like, dude, we're gonna miss this bus. He's like, we can't miss the bus. So I was like, all right. So I grabbed the carrot cake in my hand, and I'm running with the carrot cake in my hand down the street, eating carrot cake, running across the street, and I look over at Nick, and Nick's just like, he's like doing his best to keep up, but he's kind of like hobbling along. He's like, hey, we're gonna miss the bus. And I look over at him, and I'm just like, what the fuck's wrong with you? Eating carrot cake, right? Now, fast forward 3 days. We're driving in the car, and I feel this incredible burning in my leg, and I'm just like, oh God, it burns. And I've had this since I was a child. I know exactly what it is. I remember when I was very young, we were like sitting in church one day, and I looked at my mom, and my leg hurts. Like I feel this inflammation, like a burning, I don't know, it really hurts in my leg. My mom, swear to God, this is what she said to me. She looks over at me, she goes, that's the devil in your leg. Just pray to Jesus and the pain will go away. What? That's medicine? That's not medicine. I need some painkiller. Some ibuprofen, some morphine. Give it to me. That's what I had to, anyway. So very familiar pain comes back to me. And I look over at Nick and I go, excuse me, he's in the passenger side of the car. And I go, excuse me, Nick. And I pull my leg up and I put it across the center console up onto the dashboard, and I drive it with my left foot and I put my right foot across. And so Nick is sitting here. Now it's not touching him. It's not interfering with any of his bodily motions, that he's going through in the passenger side of the car. But it is kind of in his bubble of comfort sphere space. And he looks over at me and he just goes, what's going on? And I was like, I got this burning in my leg. If I don't stretch enough, it kind of acts up a little bit. So, I gotta stretch this out. I gotta put that pony up on the dashboard. So Nick goes, hey, tell you a story, Danny. When I was 16 and, the parents were kind of out of the picture and I had to earn money for the family, I got a job at a tire store. And I would change tires on the different cars that come in. And one of the guys there is a bit of a prankster. What he did was he inflated one of these tires to about 100 PSI. Now, tires are usually only inflated about 20 to 30 PSI, maybe 40. Maybe like a high performance like Ferrari, like a 50, maybe. This dude puts 100 in there. He says, as I'm putting the tire on the car, it explodes, sends me into a wall. folds my leg back over my head. For the next 2 years, I was in bed. Doctors telling me I may never walk again. 4 years after that, I was on crutches and physical therapy. Another 6 years after that, I had just a cane. 3 years after that, I no longer needed the cane. And now, the only time you can really notice that anything had happened to me at all is when I try to run and I'm limping along. And you're telling me that your legs hurt because you don't stretch enough? What an asshole, right? I mean, he totally just tried to make me feel bad about my disability. Look, Nick, I know we've all got shit going on, okay, bro? Oh my God. He is one of the most positive, most wonderful people I've ever come across in my life, and I am fortunate to have shared a tiny bit of space with him on Earth. It was a lot of fun. We did comedy shows in Toronto together, and had a great time. I'm gonna shoot him an email right now. I'm friends with him on Facebook. I'm gonna shoot him a Facebook message right now and say, hey Nick, let's do something in Toronto. Let's get it together, buddy. Let's get the band back together. Get dancing. Bring a little bit of positivity to people. Maybe I'll tell you one day about how we accidentally burglarized Under Armour corporate. Nah, I don't think That's still a crime I know nothing about. Nick. He was a porn star? Yeah. Pumpkin pusher. I'm gonna put his Instagram right here. It's probably not gonna be able to link, so if you can't click on it, you should probably go down there. And a description, the link for his Instagram in the description, and tell him, you son of a bitch, stop complaining, I remember one time I was complaining, I swear to God, this is what Nick said to me. He looks over at me and goes, Danny, complaining just makes it harder on those around you. Yeah. What am I supposed to hold it in? Is that what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to bottle it all up, Nick? And then just, explode one day and kill 7 people? It's not who I am. It's not what I'm about. And I love you, my little lemon drops. Okay, final summation. If you do one thing today that makes tomorrow even a tiny bit better, then today was not as big a waste as you thought it might have been. Here's to getting better and better at everything. And one day, taking over the world.